let's see how Lindhart's doing. Apart from being extremely tired from reading too many
Hello,
books.
Professor. You came all the way to my room to... Oh. You've brought the materials from your lecture I slept through. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's rare for a nice professor like you to be so strict. Please, Professor, you must understand how difficult it is for me to fight the demon of drowsiness. Just talking about it makes me sleepy.
Well, he hates fighting and training. And that's just a kind of a bit of a beatdown, so, yeah.
That sounds more than a little exhausting. I think I'll stay in. I must compliment you, though. By this point in most conversations, I'm bored senseless. But I'm enjoying this. I wonder why. What is it about you that fascinates me so? You're definitely a strange one. In truth, your very nature is odd. You're definitely not a commoner, but you don't seem like a noble either. You're something else. Or you could be a villain who came here to enact some evil plot. That wouldn't surprise me either. Hey, Professor, will you ever allow me to investigate that crest of yours? It won't hurt a bit, I swear. I'm sure I could find out all sorts of things about your crest. And you. Of course, I'm not as experienced with such research as Professor Hanneman, but I do what I can. Someday, I think I might like to become a crest scholar. You never know. Oh, don't trouble yourself. I didn't mean now. I've got a lot of other research I'm working on at the moment. I tend to start a project, get bored, and then leave it be. I might be ready to investigate your crest soon. I'd have to tidy up a bit first. On that note, good night, Professor.
Let's have a chat with Herbert on the bridge, shall we?
Can you imagine the Archbishop being murdered? I prefer not to consider such a gruesome scenario.
You threatened me with death? You threatened to kill me if I didn't go your way with Adelbert. Jesus Christ. It's not that dramatic, really.
Awfully calm, aren't you? I wonder what it takes to rile you up.
Being threatened will do it.
Yes, that is mine. Thank you. Where did you find it?
That'll do. Right. Let's go to church. Hello? Whoa! Very nice.
Well, listen.
Hey, Cyrus, Squire. You're not whatever. Child.
She lives on a bright and shining star. But in the spring, you can't see that star. That means she can't protect Fodlan. That's why we all celebrate the day when her star returns to the sky. That's the day of the rite of rebirth. See? See? I've been studying. I know just about everything.
Congratulations.
That reminds me.
More
People seem to
stupid
think that all
brainwashing.
the Knights of Seros are equal.
Or maybe it's just a story
That
that's
isn't
so
quite
kids.
so. There are many distinguishing ranks within the order. For example, there are squires who are training to become knights, as well as full knights, like myself. Oh, and then we have the holy knights, such as Catherine. Those are the knights that can wield a hero's relic.
I wonder if heroes' relics are the things that are in the catacombs down below. Oh, there'll be another scenario here.
Professor!
Oh. So those little blue text boxes on the map are things that instigate these, so like that last one at the end of last episode with Lindhart.
Hey, Professor, what's going on?
A suspicious man? Where? Oh, is that him? What do you think he's up to? Never mind that. Let's get him. Why not? We can figure out what he's up to after we capture him. My instincts tell me that he's up to no good, and my instincts are never wrong. Come on, let's get him before he has a chance to strike. There's no time to calm down. Oh no. The path he's walking down leads to the plaza where the kids play. There's no way I'm letting this guy get anywhere near those.
I mean, they could be his kids.
Caspar, why did you disobey your professor?
Well,
I am not seeking excuses from you. I asked because I want you to consider your actions and apologize for them. It just so happens that you were correct in your assumption that this man was a villain. If that were not so, he would not have chosen to take his own life upon seeing you advancing toward him.
great. So I was...
But, because of your actions, that is all we know. There is no way for us to know who he was, what he was planning to do, or if he has allies lurking about. The only lead we have is a scorpion tattooed on his arm. If this indicates that he was a member of an underground organization, we have no way of dealing with it. Are you prepared to be held responsible if his group commits a serious crime? Oh, I couldn't possibly.
What are you talking about, Professor? We didn't do anything wrong. Those kids might have been in danger if we didn't act. I couldn't just stand by and let that happen.
Oh dear, that didn't go particularly well. Huh, alright then.
No.
No? Oh, well, okay then. Alright. What? Well, what'll it be?
Professor!
No? Maybe? Professor? How bizarre. Right, so we've got the choir coordinator there, and the agony aunt over here.
About
What do
20
you
or
got to
so
say?
years ago, there was a big fire in Garreg Mach. On that day, Captain Gerald went missing. Everyone thought he was dead. It never occurred to me that he might actually have survived. The truly strange part is that in all those years, he hasn't changed a bit.
I wonder if he's the assassin. There was a fire, he went missing. Running away from the crime scene. Now he's come back, and now that he's returned within a couple of months, there's already a plot to kill Lady Rare. Yeah, let's do it. Flane is an interesting young lady, but keep your distance. Setter's quite protective and wouldn't want to fan all of Flames' wrath, or should I say, fan the flames. Haha. A hedge between keeps friendships green. You need to work on your puns. I would never. I have no idea. Okie dokie. Yeah. Even if I find love, I won't be able to live without money. I would like to get married someday, but I refuse to go back to being poor. What should I pursue? Love and money aren't mutually exclusive. Strive for both. You only need money to survive in this world. Yep, yeah, I'm very much for that top one. Alright. The tea here does absolutely nothing for me. I could send for supplies from home, but there is truly not a soul in this place with a tea fit for a noble. Definitely not Caspar, Phoenix, no. Lorenz, I think so? He's the one that we gave the tea to earlier? Cool. Well done, gang. Right, let's see what's going on out here. Is that Alois? Hey, buddy.
Have you visited the Goddess Tower? It's a sacred place used for rituals and the like. In general, students aren't allowed entry. But as you'd expect, that rule just excites their curiosity. Some have even tried sneaking in. Well, at least for this month, that kind of behavior is totally unthinkable. We have a lot more security, what with the goddess's rite of rebirth coming up.
Which would be even more of a, I guess, feat if you did manage to sneak in with all that. Alrighty then. Back in we go. Like, I've been ripping on religion and whatnot quite a bit, but I have to admit, the places of worship are fantastic. The place where I live, there are many churches and a couple of cathedrals as well, and they're really cool. In fact, there's tunnels running under the streets of where the monks used to run around in. Top marks if you can work out where I'm talking about. That's a lot of places in England, I imagine, but still. So yeah, I kind of appreciate this sort of place. Not for its function, but more for its design.
May I sit?
Hey, Ash. How you doing?
I can't stop thinking about Lenato.
Yeah, and how you put that arrow through his heart.
I know this isn't the time, but I just can't get past it. Thank you. No matter what happens, I promise you I'll do my part.
Oh, right, yeah.
This...
Oh, no, fair enough. Thought you might be feeling repentant after all that's happened with Lenato. Hey, Flane!
Professor, I am afraid I have acted a bit childishly toward my brother recently. Given the circumstances, I requested that he provide me with some candies. Silly of me, really. The timing was improper, and I regret it very much now. Oh, but more importantly, this place is off limits, Professor. It is only open to the public on the day of the goddess's rite of rebirth.
Alright.
I wonder...
Flashy clothes, eh? Yeah, that'll be Alois. Come on.
On the day of the rite, the monastery will be open to the public, including the Holy Mausoleum. The Holy Mausoleum is where the tomb of the divine Saros lies. There she slumbers, eternally. That's pretty much all that's in there. Just an ancient coffin. It's sealed with a powerful magic to protect against would-be grave robbers.
I love this idea that the Messiah or whoever, these all-powerful religious beings, when they die, they don't die, they just kind of sleep eternal, whatever. And it's almost like that they cannot pass their powers on to someone else, or that they can, like, anyone that comes after them is more just their kind of representative. There's nothing like the original. The sequels will always suck, I guess is the best way to put it. But it's just interesting that that's always the case. Or, from what I'm aware anyway. And the way it's represented in forms of media. We need to go upstairs, don't we? Hey, Cyril!
Excuse me, Professor? I just wanted to let you know that Lady Rhea is always real concerned with you. She expects great things, I think. Please don't let her down, okay?
Well, maybe I will, maybe I won't.
You know what? I'm watching you.
Ooh, feisty little one, eh?
I don't know who... don't know.
He's graduated from this place. I don't know who's graduated. I can't remember everyone's backstory. Oh well, time to go to the other upstairs. Alright, here you go, buddy. Yeah. Here, take your book.
Oh, this is mine. I thought it had vanished.
Alright. Upstairs.
Impossible.
That boy who assists the Archbishop. Cyril, I believe? I hear he's originally from a foreign land to the east, called Almyra. I know he's still only a child, but I do wonder about his true intentions.
There are numerous books in this library that you cannot find anywhere else. But once you are here, you can read them easily enough. I doubt someone would go to the trouble of stealing one. Sometimes Seteth will dispose of books that are deemed inappropriate for the monastery, but that's about it. In a way, I suppose that makes those particular volumes more valuable, right?
Unbelievable. What a terrifying story. However, an assassination attempt on Lady Rhea is doomed to fail. Pardon? You think the goal may be different than simple assassination? Intriguing. I suppose the priceless objects in this room could perhaps draw thieves. However, there's no one but me who could make use of them. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Well... Hey, did you hear? A knight wielding a scythe is roaming around town at night. If he's a villain, I'd like to get the measure of him. Someone lost. Really?
You'd best keep your distance. In this nervous state, I might just cut you down. Oh, come on, I'm only kidding. Oh, this is mine. Thanks, I'm glad to have it back.
Might you have come looking for me because you were worried about my safety? I am aware of the possibility. On the day of the ceremony, I am trusting that you will not allow your attention to wander or wane.
Really? Perhaps. I knew I could count on you. There's a place that the church values above all others. On the day of the rite, it will be open to the public. That will make it much easier than usual to access. Precisely. We can't know for certain, but it's a distinct possibility that the holy... A lost item. Sometimes I wonder if your life could have taken you down a different path. If you had never met me and entered my service, you might have had a more peaceful...
A more tedious path. Inconsequential and spoiled rotten, like so many other nobles? Never. My duty to you is no mere obligation. I chose this. I had thought that would be obvious to you.
I understand you well, better than anyone. But when I see you at the monastery, studying with the others, it makes me wonder what kind of life you might have had without me. That's all.
Such a life may have had its appeal. I thought I'd left my years of carefree innocence behind me. But I cannot deny that I find myself enjoying my time at the monastery.
I feel the same way.
That enjoyment, however, is only thanks to you. Standing by your side is all that truly matters to me.
I see. Then I won't speak of such things again. If it's really what you want, I'll gladly keep you by my side. The path I must walk is soaked in blood. It's a path that can lead to madness, can snatch away one's future, and can even take one's life. And the pool of blood at my feet is growing larger. Those stains can never be washed clean.
Please leave the violence to me. A leader must be seen as pure, above the fray. Allow me to paint the path that lies before you red with the blood of your enemies. I will do it gladly.
Hello there, Edelgard. Are you looking for something?
You could say that. I'm looking for someone named Linhardt who's been skipping lectures again.
I see. Well, congratulations, you found him. Did you want him for something in particular?
What else could bring me here other than your complete negligence?
Well, perhaps you're interested in hearing my latest theories on the nature of crests. I suspect the formation of crests may be quite different than that recorded in church tradition.
Before you go on, is there any discernible benefit to me allowing this babble to continue?
Well, of course.
And that would be?
I suspect you'll find the topic rather entertaining.
That's it.
What more do you need? Crest research is its own reward.
You know, if you ever truly applied yourself, you could become a distinguished scholar. You could use your crest knowledge to benefit the world, or uncover new discoveries in magic theory.
Why would I busy myself with such tedious work? I perform this research for my own knowledge. I'm not interested in the world at large.
There's nothing wrong with a selfish drive for knowledge, but only if you put it to good use.
I'm sure there must be some use.
Oh? Then please, tell me what potential uses you have in mind.
Well, there are people out there who spend good money on bizarre artistic creations, so I'm sure my not-at-all useful research could be used as a fine lullaby for the children of the world.
A lullaby? I have things to do. Just know that this was my last warning.
Sure, of course. Goodbye.
Hey, Adie. Uh-oh, you're scowling again. You're going to get wrinkles all over that cute face of yours if you don't smile more.
Hello, Dorothea. I was just lost in thought. There are so many things to be done. To think of them makes my head ache sometimes. So many nobles of the Empire are utterly useless. When I am Emperor, I intend to appoint only those who can actually be useful. It doesn't matter if they're of noble or common birth.
Noble or common, eh? Can you really do that? I mean, not that I don't agree. I'd make all those nobles vanish if I could.
It's not a question of can or cannot. All that matters is doing it and doing it right. The nobility system has only been around for 1,200 years. The concept didn't exist before that.
Only 1,200 years, huh? You always say such preposterous and extraordinary things, Adie. Yet somehow you actually make it work for you. It's like you're a character from an opera.
A character from an opera? If an opera is made about my life someday, I wonder how I'll be portrayed. The revolutionary who guided the Empire to a new dawn, or the foolish ruler who took her revolution too far?
Well, that all sounds pretty violent. But either way, it would make an incredible opera. Do you figure it'd be a grand action piece full of combat and strife? Or would you prefer a somber political drama?
Hail the mighty Edelgard, the red blood stains her story. Heavy as her crown may be, she will lead a soul to glory. To a brighter dawn we shall carry on. Hail Edelgard!
That's quite enough, Dorothea. I'm starting to feel more than a little embarrassed. Lovely as your voice is, let's just hope that any operatic productions about me are still a ways off.
Well, this is fascinating. Following this equation...
Linhardt. Here again, I see.
Go away, Hubert. Now is not a good time. Ah, yes. The double line becomes a helix, and its arc... No, that cannot be correct.
Now is exactly the time. Lady Edelgard requests your presence. Come. The lecture is about to start.
Politely inform her that my research is vastly more important than whatever it is she has to say.
While your passion may be admirable, it is sadly misdirected. This matter takes priority. Return to your hobby when your duty is done.
Hobby? But this research will most certainly prove useful in the future.
The Empire requires you to be useful now. I should think you would want the same. You have an almost unparalleled intellect, a singular focus, and unfettered imagination. In truth, you have talents that many, including myself, will never have the privilege of possessing.
Are you complimenting me, Hubert? That alone deserves to be studied.
Let me finish. I haven't an ounce of respect for the cause you have chosen to waste your talents on, which changes frequently, I might add, with no rhyme, reason, or results. Learn to apply yourself to something constructive. You may still have a bright future.
That sounds suspiciously as if you're not going to leave me alone. I just want to live a life doing things that interest me. Is that so wrong?
That is unacceptable, even for a nobleman. Her Highness will soon ascend the throne. She's attempting to deal with such noble privilege head-on.
You have a point, and I understand where you're coming from. But I can't do it. I can't bring myself to work for someone else.
Pathetic. Keep to your books, then. Goodbye, Linhart.
Learning these things gives me great difficulty. They won't notice if one person doesn't sing, will they?
Hey!
I still have much to learn. I still have nothing worth saying. I'm getting close. Praise isn't necessary, really. Nothing worth.
closing in on...
Oh, I was right. How embarrassing. Oh, I was... It's starting.
That went way... That went... Tell me something. I'm not sure about that.
Teacher. Professor, let me sing for you. Do you not like my voice? It would make a Pegasus dance with joy.
Must I? Fine, but I will sing it solemnly.
I am honored that you invited me. You know about my favorite tea. I am moved. I am ever so grateful. Have some, Professor. are an interesting person, Professor. You do not seem to know much about yourself. You look odd today. Are you feeling all right? Have some, Professor. What? Right. Professor! Oh! Professor! Right. Huh? What? Oh! It is a different style from everyone's uniforms, but I do love the patterning on the hem. You look odd today. Have some, Professor. Professor! It is a different style from... Oh? Have some, Professor. Right. What? Huh? Huh? Wow! I am delighted! That tea was very delicious. Please take care, Professor.
Let's get it done quickly.
We can have success with each other. I am having a report, Professor.
The battlefield has much to teach.
Oh, I see. I work to grow.
The glory of progress.
How long will this take?
I'm closing in on expertise.
Your instruction. Ah, it's... Your in...
I appreciate your coaching, Professor. Oh, I see now. Everything went...
Never underestimate. I am quite pleased. I am beginning to... Seems simple. I appreciate you. Thanks for... Professor?
Okay, let's do this.
Indeed. I will do my part.
We finished!